Hey guys, what's up? It's Potato King. I know this is definitely a new angle to see me at, but time for another Connects build episode. So I know the last one was about like few months, a year. It was a year ago. I'm sorry, but I'm back, and not only do I have more pieces to play with, but my expertise has grown significantly since then. So without further ado, today we're going to be taking a look at my Connects Behemoth, or as I call it, the Cleaver. Not only is this thing a giant axe, like the head is like two of my heads pretty much, excluding the hair. Not only does it have a reinforced handle, so it doesn't just, bend when you try to grip it, but on top of all of that, there's an included chain. We're bringing the chain back. I suppose we'll start with the build. So, first off, let's get the easy thing out of the way. This chain is incredibly simple to build. Now, I have 11 links on here, so that's about 44 of these corner pieces that can be either green or red. I just ran out of red, so I decided to use greens because they're the closest shape. 22 of these blue rod pieces and 22 of these white rod pieces because, you want at least a little bit of variety in the chain length and width. And then for the 12th link, this one is the same build as one of these, but as opposed to a second blue rod, it's two green connectors that feed into the actual axe body. And now that we're talking about it, let's get into the axe. To start off, the housing is made of 12 gray rods, with the support beam in the middle consisting of 2 gray rods, 1 blue rod, and 2 orange connectors. To connect the rods in the first place, I used 2 snowflake pieces in the centers and 2 blue snowflake pieces snapped together so I can not only connect these, but have the support beam in the middle actually anchored to something. Not much is going on down here in the bottom, so let's move immediately to the middle part of the handle. Here you can see 2 support beams, one yellow and one red. The yellow has 8 one-way connectors on it, with half of them having holes and half of them not. And the red consists of 8 gray tubes and 8 blue tubes. These 2 beams are here primarily to support the handle and also double as a comfortable grip. In case you're wondering how we keep these 2 from sliding around, we use the orange connector piece and this little tan piece right up here. So now that we've taken a look at that, let's go to the top part and then we'll get into the meat of the build. Now while this may look like a pretty good amount at first, this really isn't that complicated. This rod right here connects from the base to the top just for extra stability, and this one only exists to keep the axe in place. So now that the handle is out of the way, let's get into the most complicated but cool part of the build. Now let me preface this by saying this axe head is held on by a lot of connectors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 separate connectors just to keep this thing from flying off with a good strike. Now real quick, one last thing about the handle. There are 2 blue snowflake pieces at the top of it and 2 blue snowflake pieces just above it, which are being held together by this blue connector pin, which have these 2 gray tubes and these 2 blue tubes. This is to ensure better connection for these 4, so I just figured I'd mention that. Anyways, now we can get onto the axe. Seeing as for the most part it's just mirrored on both sides, I'm only going to be focusing on one half and then you can double it in your head. And there we go. The blade itself is this red rod, green connector, green pin, gray connector, and green rod, with an orange connector in the middle to make sure they don't break apart. This back part right here is exclusive to the top part of the axe because it snaps onto this green connector right here, so you can have even more stability. Moving down to the center now, you have these 2 red rods and these 2 yellow rods held together by a snowflake piece, with 2 orange connectors coming off the sides, which lead into support beams. The one in the back is a one-way connector, so orange, green, white, orange, while the one on the front is a 2-way connector, so you have orange, blue, white, orange, but you also have orange, blue, white, green, orange. This tube right here is a blue rod with 2 gray tubes and 4 blue tubes, with a black topper piece at the end to keep everything from sliding off, and an orange connector piece that goes directly to the blade. Now with the connectors covered, we're going to go back down to the center. If you look at the red tubes in between the connectors, you'll see 2 gray tubes and 2 blue gears. This is to ensure that the pieces do not slide around on the axe too much. Then going past the connectors right here, you'll see 2 gray tubes and 2 purple one-way connectors, those of which feed into this yellow rod, which has 3 gray tubes, 5 blue tubes, 2 orange connectors, and 2 copper pieces to make sure that they slide around as little as possible. These orange connectors serve a purpose by clipping onto the blade of the axe for even more stability. So now, Through the power of movie magic, the axe is back together, and we can take a look at this final connector piece. Very simple stuff here. Just an orange connector, a green rod, a green connector, then a blue rod with 3 gray tubes, 1 blue tube, and 1 topper piece to keep it from sliding. So overall, I definitely say I've made a large improvement on my craftsmanship, and I'm very proud of this axe. In fact, I keep it on easel, which is being used to record this video because I couldn't find my tripod. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and potato peace out, and I will see you guys Friday. Before I go, I just want to make one quick announcement. If you're watching this on March 17th, 2022, happy St. Patrick's Day, by the way. This is very faded green. It counts. Shut up. Then from tomorrow through Saturday, I will be live on Twitch, streaming my reactions to the entirety of the Five Nights at Freddy's game theories. I'm not kidding. I fully plan to walk out of that stream with a PhD in Jack Black singing FNAF at Freddy. I will become William Afton himself. That sounded really bad. I don't mean I'm going to be a child murderer. I will know more about the animatronics and their history than Henry and William ever could. Also, one last thing. 1 year ago, I announced that I was working on a very big video. I think it's going to be very big. That video will be released on the 1 year anniversary of the announcement of it. What is it? Who knows? Who knows? I know. Because I made it. Are you stupid? It will not be a premiere, but when it goes up, be ready to watch. So with those announcements, potato peace out, and I will see you guys on Friday.